Next, we need to customize the far icon that we had created. That means this font awesome icon that we had created in this respect. We wish to keep them a little bit of broader, bigger, something like this one. I'm sorry, this is not the exact display here. It should be displayed prominently into our web browser. So that is why instead of keeping them as it is, we would like to customize this font awesome icons. And if we right click on it and inspect this individual element, we can see that here goes the class which is controlling them all. So we need to customize this .far class that is being used here right now. So let's head back to our style.css, and here it appears within where it appears right within this services box which has been created in this respect. So we will be copying this .services here, and here we will be making usage of this far. Now instead of this, I would rather recommend to use this definitive property here, which specifies that any font awesome icons that appears within this services box should be following something like this: font size of 8 rem, the color should be so everything is in order. We don't need to make any other additional amendments here. Let's press Ctrl S and head back to our project and reload. So we can see that practically the font awesome icon is right now changed, but we cannot view it because the services background color and the font awesome icon color both are the same. So if we now remove this background color, the purpose is met. So now we may comment this background color off. Similar thing can be done right over here. There it goes. Press Ctrl S, head back and reload. And we can see that everything right now appears in a very good manner so far. The cons will be discussed later, but so far everything goes as per according to our plan. In the next case, we need to customize this definite header tag that we had created in this respect. So we will be heading back to our style.css again, and within this services segment, what we are about to do, any h3 element. So why h3? Because we are using this header tag known as h3. So we need to customize this header tag here. So within this h3, all it is going to do, the margin top, it is going to be 1 rem, margin bottom, it is going to be 1.3 rem. So everything should be customized right now, and we will be making usage of this font family of Oxygen from here. We'll be copying it and pasting it right over here. Next, we are about to define the font size, which is 1.4 rem, and the color, it should be this one. Again, press Ctrl S, head back and reload. and we can see that everything works fine in this particular case. In the last case, all we need to do, we need to customize this paragraph element. And as we can see that this paragraph element, it practically appears within this services section. So we need to define now in case of this font family, instead of making usage of it, the oxygen font for the header text, we will be keeping it something different. So we had made usage of another font family here in an order to define the paragraph elements. We will be making usage of it right over here, and we will be defining the font size, which is 1.3 rem. Let's put it a little bit of lower value. So the font size will be 1.1 rem. Let's press Ctrl S, reload, and we can see that here goes the result. Let's keep the boxes separated. So in an order to do so, let's get back to the services segment that we had created here, and we will be using a margin right condition of, for say, 1.5 rem. And here we may make usage of another thing, something like this text align. It should be centered. So we are practically pushing all the elements into the exact central position. Press Ctrl S, head back and reload, and we can see that everything goes fine in an accordance, almost in an accordance to the template that we had created. Now it is up to you whether you are willing to use any kind of background color into the services section that you had created or not. So in my case, I won't be making usage of any kind of background color here, and instead I'll be leaving it up to this far. It looks quite good rather than with some background color in the background. Now the point is, in this particular matter, so far all these boxes, those are practically not having equal heights, as we can see right over here. But in an accordance to this template, all these boxes, they must be executing the equal height display. So in an order to do so, we cannot do practically anything regarding the usage of HTML and CSS only. This is practically the limitation of coding up a template with HTML and CSS only. We will be rather observing the part while we will be coding up the template with the Flexbox, but right now we will be stopping up to this far, and so far here goes the result. And as we can see, if we switch on to the mobile display, here comes the problem. Everything lies in the similar fashion as been coded for this desktop preview that we are viewing. So we need to make additional changes over here. But before that, we have one last part that need to be coded up. That is the footer part. So in the next tutorial, we will be seeing how to create this individual footer part. So hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.